Welcome back to another episode of What the Fuck Are the Planets Doing Today? I'm your host, Brooke, and let's dive into the chart, shall we? So, this morning I woke up and I was going through my news just to make sure that certain ship hadn't had any, and thank God it hadn't. Thank God. Thank God. However, at the time that the moon was conjunct Saturn and Neptune, it was released that a certain port could be shut down that oil moves in and out of. Okay? So, I still believe that if anything happens, that ship is being used for a specific reason, if you get my drift. Okay, there's a reason why they selected that one. Anyway, the sun is at 28 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to start out at 29. It's going to end the evening here on the East Coast, going into 0 degrees of Cancer. Now, I want to note that Jupiter has now moved to 2 degrees and is in a square with Neptune. So, we're working out of that square with Saturn. Now we're going to start feeling a little bit of movement forward. Now we're going to start feeling some of that ease up just a little bit, okay? It's going to take time as Jupiter moves into higher degrees of Cancer. We still have Uranus at 29 degrees, and the moon's in Aries, okay? So Aries is the god of war. We're in that full moon lunation cycle. So this is going to be lots of fire, lots of explosions, lots of pew pew, lots of heated emotions, okay? Aries can be very quick to respond, very angry, very aggressive, very me. Okay? So just keep that in mind. If you are feeling those things, you're feeling that full moon lunation cycle truly coming up to the surface. Now, what I want to dive into, okay, because the moon is actually trining Lilith. Now, as you know, Lilith has really been lighting up the judicial system, bringing a lot of darkness to light. So with this trine with the moon, this morning it was released and confirmed that the 2020 election was in fact stolen. So there's going to be a lot that develops with this, okay? There's going to be a lot that's brought to the light. Now, I want to note that Mercury is now at 19 degrees, almost in an exact trine with Juno and the North Node. White Moon Selena has now moved to 22 degrees and is in an exact trine with the North Node, and also in a sextile with the South Node. Now, you all know what that infamous 22 degrees is. Now, how can you work with this energy? You all may be feeling like your brain is in overload. You may be feeling like there's just so much being thrown at me right now that it's really hard to keep up. That is that 28 degrees Gemini aspect, okay? So, pause, take a break, focus on your mind. We have done some timeline jumps, specifically even since the last time I reported that we did a timeline jump. We've done 2 more since then, okay? I need for you all to truly hear me when I say this, okay? I need you to hear me. I know it sounds delulu, but the more that you can control your mind, and the more that you can visualize peace, and the more that you can get within a collective that's seeing peace, that's ushering in peace, the more we're going to see that outside of us, okay? Because collective manifestation is real. Is astrology real? Yes, it is, okay? It's there as a blueprint to show us the repeated cycles that's coming up to the surface. We as humans have the ability to change and alter the reality outside of us, okay? I know it sounds crazy. However, if I had not witnessed the power of collective manifestation with Milton and shutting it down not once, but twice, okay, taking it from a cat 5 to a cat 3, like, that made me a believer. I believe in those things. I believe that it's possible. Now, Venus is now at 13 degrees of Taurus, and Mars has now moved to 1 degree of Virgo. So, get out and stay grounded, okay? What truly matters. Take note of everything that you have, everything that's going on. Money is going to be changing. Our resources are going to be changing, okay? And if that port is shut down, I could see that being a really good thing for the U.S. in the fact that it's going to force them to open back up all of the oil manufacturers, all the drilling that was stopped in 2021. Okay, now this is not going to be good for the rest of the world. This could put a lot of strain on the rest of the world. However, I'm not putting a lot of emphasis on being afraid of those things, okay? Keep an eye on your emotions. Emotions are going to be extremely heightened right now, okay? People are going to be extremely worried about themselves because that is that Aries energy coming out. Now, with this Jupiter and Neptune, it could look like certain things are going a certain way, and there could be a whole different story going on behind the scenes. I've seen a lot of propaganda being pushed about war, specifically with religion. Okay, so give me one card for today, please. Give me a card for the energy for today. Ooh, I got 2. And I've got the Page of Cups and the Fool. So now is the time to take a leap of faith with something new, something that's exciting, something that really sparks your soul. Okay? Take that leap of faith. Jump into something new. It could be something new with co-workers, friends, family. Okay? You could also be encouraged to really keep an eye on your emotions, to keep that youth-like curiosity when starting new things. Stay happy, stay grounded. The more that you can focus on your emotions and staying in a positive, happy attitude, you've already won the battle, okay? This is a battle over our energy of what you truly believe and truly becoming a master of that. Yeah. And this goes back to what I was saying about this Gemini aspect. And now we're going to have the Sun square Saturn soon, okay, in a couple of days. And then we're going to have Uranus ingress into Gemini very soon too. So there's going to be a lot changing. I do believe that our internet could change. I do believe that our phones could change. And all of those things that were meant to cause harm are going to be re-examined. Okay? I love you guys. I hope these messages find you well. And I'll be back for another update soon. Bye.